have seen this. It kind of made the rounds a couple of days ago, but it made me kind of weep for the country, the corporate media that we have to endure. This is Emily Maitlis, who was, I guess, what's that? She was portrayed by Gillian Anderson in the Netflix series about the interview of Prince, what's his face? Prince Andrew. And yeah, so she's kind of well known. And but here she is talking with Kari Lake about, confronting her on her lies.
I actually think you need your head examined. Can you answer that? I actually think you need your head examined. Can you answer that? I think you need. I actually think you need your head examined.
Sorry, guys.
Can you answer that? I think you need your head examined. Donald Trump has talked, Mr. Trump's talked about the need for a new tone in politics, a civility in politics, a kind of unity. What does that mean to you? I actually think the tone has always been good. I believe that what we're trying to push is a strong economy, secure borders. These are
Let's push, everybody gets a pony, rainbows and rainbow sprinkles, no dark sprinkles. We don't like anything dark, just rainbow. Well, no, actually no rainbow, only white sprinkles. White sprinkles, they're just as delicious as the rainbow. Probably, better because they're white. And he's always been a unifier. I always felt very unified when he was calling the people he assaulted fat pigs and horse faces. I always found that to be incredibly unifying. He's always been someone who's he's gotten a bad rap for the corporate media, the liars, the fake news media lies about him when he's calling people horse faces and fat pigs. He's doing it because he loves America. He's doing it for the good of the country. He's good doing it. I mean, maybe they need to lose a couple of pounds. He's giving them some incentive. I don't know about the horse face, but what they can do about the horse face. But he's that's who he is. He tells it like it is. He tells it like it is. That's why we heard that he's 6'2", 100 and what is he? 6'2", 215 pounds. Yeah, he tells it so like it is, doesn't he? He tells it like it is so much that he lies. Like when he tells it like it is when he said that he left the world in peace, and now he's taking credit for the jobs. You realize that every job that Biden created, which is well and beyond anywhere near the loser known as Traitor Trump, Herbert Hoover of the 21st century. All right. Let's get back to this lady, Kari Lake.
Policies everybody wants. And
you don't think the tone in America in politics got out of hand?
I think the tone is really disturbing when the media is calling a man like Donald Trump Hitler. They're comparing him to Hitler.
Like J.D. Vance,
do you mean? Like the media is doing. But J.D. Vance was probably, like many Americans, they listen to the media. And for 8 years, the media has been tearing President Trump apart. A good man who everybody loved before he ran. Imagine having a smear campaign going on about you for 8 years.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, everyone wouldn't like you. And so I applaud the fact that people like J.D. Vance and others, we've seen them, Amber Rose, she did a speech. People are coming over going, whoa, the media was lying, and I believed it.
Lying.
And it's so irresponsible.
And you falsely claimed that Trump won in 2020. There's a 900-page document about Traitor Trump wanting to be, how to make him our first monarch. All right, let me, not to interrupt, Emily. Claimed that Trump won in 2020. You called for the imprisonment of those who accepted Trump's defeat, including your own opponent in Arizona, Katie Hobbs. Why did you do that?
Called for the imprisonment of what? of opponents like Katie Hobbs who accepted Trump's defeat. Why did you falsely claim that Trump won in 2020?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and go through all of the evidence of what happened. Do you believe Joe Biden won 81 million votes? Do you think he's more popular? A guy who can't string two sentences together. You believe he's more popular than Barack Obama?
Yeah, bitch.
I'm asking you, do you believe that he...
That's how much we hate Trader Trump. People were motivated to vote to make sure that that fucking con man takes a hike. And you think that the same people that wanted that con man to take a hike back then are what they want him back now? He never won the majority of votes. We're sick of him. We had him up to here last election when we sent him packing. He's overstayed his welcome, like the stale dumps in his diapers. He stinks. He's stinking up the joint. We're sick of listening to him. We're sick of having to smell him, see his filthy frog face. The whole world is sick of him. You know what a great getting up morning is going to be? One day, we know. You know what I'm talking about. It's going to be a good... That will happen. It happens to everybody. But, Jesus Christ. The whole world is going to celebrate. And these, Kari Lake. What a joke. What a disgusting timeline we live in with these people.
He's the most popular president in history.
No,
you have to have you got to have brain cells.
Okay, so you don't believe that Joe Biden won the election in 2020?
I believe the election was run fraudulently.
Bullshit.
And you refused to concede in 2022 as well, your own contest.
Well, obviously you're sitting across the pond and you don't understand what's happened, and I'm not going to argue about it with somebody.
For defamation.
He knows more than...
Yeah, because this is how corrupt the system is. I pointed out how they worked our elections.
You lied about a top Arizona election official. You defamed him. You falsely accused him of injecting 30,000 illegal votes into machines, intentionally misprinting ballots.
Yep.
Do you stand by those claims?
It happened.
Would you like to repeat them on air now?
It happened.
You think that he intentionally misprinted ballots?
He
sued you for this.
Yes, I know. I'm in the middle of it right now. It's lawfare.
And he said you had turned his law.
If it's lawfare, if it were lawfare, you'd be in prison by now. We wouldn't have to go through the motions. If it were lawfare, it would be like the trial against Sophie Stahl in the fascist regime that Republicans are trying to emulate back in the 20th century. If this were lawfare, she wouldn't be walking around free to spew more lies in front of any microphone that'll have her. You know? I mean, if this were lawfare, for God's sakes, these people would not be an issue anymore. They'd be gone. Trump would be up the river with the rest of his traitorous cult. All these crooks and criminals. Kari Lake would be in prison if it were lawfare. If it's such lawfare, why are we going through the motions? For Christ's sakes. It's lawfare. It's lawfare. Oh, I love this Emily woman. She's great.
Upside down. He said you'd made him the target of threats of violence and
Emily,
death.
I'm in the middle of a lawsuit and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to work. When you're in the middle of a lawsuit, you don't want to talk about it, okay? We talk about it in court. That's where we talk about it. I feel confident that I've spoken the truth.
Bullshit.
But you know what?
You made him the target of violence and death. You saw what happened on the stage on Saturday night. You heard Donald Trump say, let's lower the temperature. Do you accept the part you played in inflaming the political rhetoric in this country?
You are just part of the fake news and you're lying. You don't know a damn thing about Arizona. You don't know one thing about our election. And you sit there with a smirk on your face. You're sitting over in England.
Catch a liar by the toe. That's the Republican way, right? You are fake news. Oh, you got you. Well, she's got you. Dead to rights, you filthy fascist lying liar. She's got her. Oh, you're fake news. You're across the pond. You don't know anything. Anytime these assholes have to explain themselves in a court of law that isn't run by Eileen Cannon, the salsa queen, they fall apart. They got no legs to stand on. The lawsuit, the Kari Lake is facing, for those who don't know, she's facing a defamation lawsuit filed by Stephen Richter for defaming him and lying and turning his life into a living hell, because this is what Republicans do. And all he was doing, and he's a Republican, and all he was doing was his job, trying to keep America free from authoritarian dictatorship, and the meaning that those who win the election get to become they get to assume the position the people voted them into. I'm just looking because here comes Tara Jr. trying to come over here. All right, come here. All right, just come here. Relax. Let's see. The lawsuit, Richer, or Richer, sued Lake in 2023 for defamation over her false accusations of election wrongdoing, which allegedly led to threats against him and his family. Of course it led to. This is what Republicans do. You know, if you stand up to the Fuhrer and his minions, you're putting your life in danger. This is why you see what's going on with corporations. They're all pulling back, not all, but they're toning down their pride displays, or rolling back their diversity and inclusion seminars and whatnot that they're having people that they want their employees to attend, because they want to make a nice workplace for everybody, not just straight white Christians, fake Christians. But Republicans can't handle that. They can't handle the melting pot diversity. Forget about it. That's too much freedom. That's too much. Nation of immigrants. Oh my God. We need a dear leader to save us from all the scary others who don't know their place. They don't worship Jesus. They don't worship a fake Jesus, I should say, that the Republicans worship. Jesus, I don't know what sick Jesus they have, but their version only requires one thing, and that's gay bashing. Everything else, you could just not even think about it. You know, visiting people in prison, feeding the hungry, housing the homeless, being kind, being good, turning the other cheek. Like Donald Trump Jr. said, what's that ever got us? We never got nothing from turn the other cheek. Yeah, no one ever gave you $2 billion from the Saudis. Right? You can't take it with you. They're so holy, aren't they? They're so holy. I wish.
The UK, in a country that's being destroyed. In a country that's being destroyed.
I guess I'm just asking.
And I really don't.
What it says about the
this is the
Republican
last
Party,
question.
that they need to lie, to intimidate, to threaten, because you don't believe you can win at the ballot box. Why would you need to do that?
You are just a sad case of a human being, and I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry that you bought into the propaganda. I hope that you'll look in the mirror and see that you've been following propaganda, and you don't understand what's happening.
So I'm guessing if you don't win in November, you won't concede. That's the rule that you're playing by now, is it?
You are. I actually think you need your head examined.
Can you answer that?
I think you need your head examined.
Kari Lake, thank you very much.
The new
That's how you play it. You just keep asking her. She looks like a fucking fool. The fool that she is. You need your head examined. So this is the rule you're playing by now. If you don't win, you don't concede. This is how you're playing it, right? You need your head examined. Oh, okay.
Part you played in inflaming the political rhetoric in this country.
You are just part of the fake news and you're lying. You don't know a damn thing about Arizona. You don't know one thing about our election. And you sit there with a smirk on your face. You're sitting over in England, in the UK, in a country that's being destroyed.
Yeah, England's being destroyed. Everything's being destroyed. Except by the ones who are destroying everything. Just give it to the ones who destroy. And then it won't be destroyed anymore. You know, the ones who tear everything apart. The ones who leave the country with 1 million dead and mass graves behind them. England's being destroyed. You know nothing. She has no answers. Because she's a fucking fraud. She's disgusting. And she knows it. But these people have to be psychopaths. Because how do they live with themselves? Otherwise, you know, there are psychopaths that live amongst us. And funny enough, you know, it's like they're in the Republican Party. They have no empathy. You think people like this, like somebody like Kari Lake, is thinking twice about the idiots who support her? Or the people? She cares about Arizona? If she cared about Arizona, she wouldn't be lying to the faces of the people of Arizona. She wouldn't twist them around, you know, her web of lies. She would leave them the fuck alone and let them live their lives and not twist them up like, oh, you're being stolen. Things are being stolen from you right before your eyes. You gotta fight, fight, fight. Fucking, these people are the bane of our existence. I hate to say it.